I was thinking about the first house party I attended as a young person. And one of the reasons I was thinking about this is I realized that, my kids, they're in their early 20s. They didn't really, when they were in high school, they didn't really have, like, none of the friends had big house parties. No one had big house parties. And yet it was like, as I recall, it was like a weekly occurrence when I was in high school, or it was pretty frequent, you know? And I don't know what's changed, you know? I think I remember maybe one party I drove my daughter to, and I used to do all the driving. And, but there was like one, like big house party. There were small social gatherings at people's houses, but I mean, talking like big house parties. There really weren't many, just one that I recall. Um, and they've really confirmed this, it's not just my memory. I've actually asked them. And they're like, yeah, there really weren't many. Um, but I remember the first one that I attended. So this would have been December of 1979. So I would have been in eighth grade. So I was in eighth grade. I was kind of mature for my age. So I was dating a girl who was a freshman. And, and she had high school friends, of course, who could drive, who were a year or two older. So, this December, rainy December, like probably I think it was a Friday night, um, in the Boston area. One of her older friends drove us to this high school house party. So this was in the Boston area, the North Shore. So the party was in Peabody, Massachusetts. And I remember walking in, it was just like amazing. It was like a huge 3-story house with like a huge attic. Back then, like everyone was redoing their attics, like making these big, like huge attic sized bedrooms for their kids, right? So that's what this was like. It was a redone attic. And there were like people on every floor. And of course, lots of marijuana, beer, and hard liquor. And I remember we were up in the attic area, the huge speakers, really loud sound system, and which, in addition to like redoing people's attics, people also, it was very common to have like beanbag chairs. So they had a huge beanbag chair. It was so big it could accommodate two people. And so my girlfriend and I were sitting on it, and we were making out, right? And I remember distinctly two songs that came on that were popular then. One was um, Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin, and the other was Tusk by Fleetwood Mac. Um, but that was just the beginning. For me, that was my first house party. But from that point on, it's like all throughout high school, there were always like these great big house parties to go to. But my kids didn't experience that. And I felt so bad. I just felt like, geez, you guys really missed out on something. So I was wondering if anyone else, any, if you're in high school yourself or recently graduated, or if you're a parent, if you've noticed this, like, do people not have house parties, but crazy, call the police, get out of hand house parties the way they did in the 80s? Is that over? Is that no longer a thing? I'd love to hear anyone's comments. Thanks.